prior to this update, I did mention about they are going to release a really good patch and some updates, and we're here for it. I cannot wait to delve into this because I've been hearing a lot of good things. Greetings to you all. If you do tend to like this video, guys, a like and subscribe is always appreciated. Let's delve into this video, man. Let's see what they're gonna bring. Right, guys, so here we are. So we got SCI Mimp King here. Obviously, for the guys that have not checked out my last video in terms of Steve, he has left Still City. You know, we don't know the full truth. Some people do know the full truth, but we're obviously not here for that. So here we are. What's going on, fans? Here's the upcoming update as of July the 7th, 2025. The changes below are scheduled and expected to arrive as early as next week. So do definitely expect an update. Gameplay updates. So we've got punch tracking improvements. We've addressed a bug that was causing major punch tracking issues. Punch tracking should be notably better following this patch. I'm going to get back to that. Power punch hit confirmation system. We have increased the risk reward for throwing pan punches. Recovery time will be longer if a power punch is missed or blocked. Ooh, this sounds good. Revised flash KO system. I really like how they've mentioned the tracking improvements. I think that's one of the in top 3 that needs to be sorted. Revised flash KO system. Everybody's been asking for this. I didn't have an issue with it getting removed or not, but here it is. It's back. The flash system has been looked at and addressed. The flash KOs are back. The system has been reworked to better reflect in ring momentum. Changes of flash daisies and knockouts are more closely tied to successful power punches, counter punches, and critical combos. Flash KOs are specifically tied to successful power and counter punches, particularly when an opponent is running low on stamina. Sounds really good though. Sounds really good because, you know, when somebody's low on stamina, then more or less will get knocked out. Fighter adjustments. Wow. This looks incredible. Right, because I know a lot of people have been upset with this in terms of the speed, but then again, David Benavidez with his increased speed is a major point here, as in good, because I feel like he was good prior, but in terms of the speed, I'm glad that his punches have improved because he was more or less slow. He was a good fighter. You know what it was is a lot of people seeing these fighters as slow and literally said they're trash. Well, I can't speak for Andy Luis because a lot of people were not a fan of him in the game at all, and I totally get where they were coming from. So here we are. We've got Andy Ruiz. He's increased punch speed and updated in the game rating as well. We got David Benavidez increased punch speed as well. Sugar Ray increased punch speed. Wow. I actually thought Sugar Ray 87 was already good. So imagine him with his increased punch speed is incredible. I've not really heard anybody complain about that. Character creator updates. Jack Dempsey and Jack Johnson's movesets are now available in Character Creator. Okay, nice. It's really good. Vintage Collection cosmetics has been added to Character Creator. Okay. Bug fixes. Fix an issue where evade states last too long, affecting punch tracking. That's nice, that is. That's really nice. Fix an issue where punches will miss dazed opponents. That there is key. I'm definitely going to explain that because this is where, I don't know if you guys have seen me on stream. I've been streaming a bit lately, and also I've complained about this before where I was finding it really difficult to finish opponents. And this sounds like this is going to be the fix, especially with the punch tracking being improved as well. This is a really good look. I'm happy with that because it was really hard to finish the opponent. Fix an issue with punches occasionally missing or going over the opponent's head in close range fighting. Oh, that's another good one. That is a good one. However, let's read that again. So fix an issue with punches occasionally missing or going over the opponent's head in close range fighting. Then again, sometimes that does happen. It does happen in boxing. So I'm really curious on how they've implemented this. You know, I'm curious. I'm actually looking forward to this update, you know, really and truly, because you do end up missing a couple of, you know, a fighter that likes to fight, you know, down below. Not all your punches are going to land. So I'm really curious on how they're going to implement that for sure. Fix an issue with power body uppercuts having extended reach compared to body up. Definitely. Oh man, there's times where I've literally, oh yeah, they've done a really good job with this. Various animation bug fixes, various stability fixes. They've not stated it there. We'll be sure to share more information with you guys with what else we're cooking up at Steel City Interactive regarding future patches. See you in the ring. Right. Let's speak about this for sure. And before we even do so, you can tell a lot of people look like they're really happy with it. I've given it a fires up as well because this sounds good. Hopefully that all of this stuff has been implemented and people will be satisfied with this update, because this is what we need. Nothing about decent yet. However, the punch tracking improvements is probably one of the biggest things ever, and this could be really good. Let's delve into it. Right guys, man, I cannot wait for this update. I am getting my hopes up for sure, because not only we are getting a lot of bug fixes, some improvements, we are getting some punch tracking improvements. And I like how they've mentioned about it was a bug that was causing it, because I feel like they will probably try to tackle it from a while ago and they've managed to find it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this is it, because they have pulled this off before. When the game first came out, that's how we want the punch tracking. So hopefully it goes back to how it was, not in terms of the spamming and whatnot. If they just fix it from when the game first released, then I'll be happy with that. I think Steel City as well do need to update us more with regards to the main majors as well, because what it is the reason there's a thing going around where people keep thinking that, which I don't know, that's obviously your opinion, where they're thinking that, you know, Steel City are these money grabbing companies. It could come across like that, and let me explain why. The reason why is because it's like they're prioritizing DLCs and stuff first without addressing the major causes. If they address the major causes first, then they can say, you know, for example, you know, we're bringing a DLC along with it, then cool. But what it is it's like the DLCs are a center of it, knowing that the game still needs fixing. And obviously that doesn't make sense. That's going to confuse people. And obviously people are going to think that it is a money grabbing thing. Me personally, I don't think it's a money grabbing thing, because they are currently doing updates. And I'm telling you this now, guys, if there was no updates in this game, I would have been gone for sure. I think speed of the fighters is a big thing, and they've obviously worked on it already. You got to give them credit for this. A lot of people were not happy with the punch speed with regards to Andy Ruiz. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And I totally agree. I think that they need to work on more boxers with the speed. Not only these fighters, a lot of boxers do need speeding up. Maybe they just need to tune certain boxes in the game, and I'm telling you this now, this game will improve. And I did a comparison before in terms of the speed with regards to Undisputed and Fight Night, and unfortunately Fight Night felt faster, you know, in terms of the punches. I'm not talking about the game itself, but the punches, which is such a shame. Hopefully that they do increase more boxes in terms of speed. And trust me, this game will be where it needs to be if these updates keep happening. Right, so before we end this video, I wanted to cover this in depth. I have asked about this, you know, because I wanted to be more specific with what it actually means. So it says evade states lasting too long, because it's obviously another tracking thing that's apparently implemented in the game. So it says when a player dodges, slips or weaves, the game puts them in a temporary state where they can't be hit or harder to be hit. I've experienced that. I don't know if you guys have experienced it as well. So this is apparently being fixed. The problem was that this evasive effective lasts longer than it should. You know, this might have allowed players to avoid punches unrealistically or dodging mechanics. There's times where, you know, you've tried. It's like there's times where I've seen opponents back up in the corner and doing different things and they're not being hit. So apparently this is being fixed. And it says punch tracking refers to the ability. Oh, we know about that for sure. So in simple terms, players were able to stay in a dodging mode longer than they should have, making it harder for punches to land even when they were timed correctly. The update fixes this by making dodgy states end at a proper time, allowing punches to connect more fairly and consistently. Guys, I'm so looking forward to this update, man. You guys definitely be tapped in next week. I'll definitely be streaming. I'll also make a video on you know, if how the improvements are going. So far, the Undisputed seem to be heading in the right direction. To me, this is a very successful update in terms of the punch tracking. And I think one of the majors that we currently need now is the desync. Once them two are implemented, they can focus on the small fixes. And then I feel like this game would definitely be back up and running. I know there's a lot more to fix, but allow them some time. To me, this is a big update in my opinion. And yeah, I hope they continue to obviously bring updates like this. But guys, appreciate you all. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.